Hi, and welcome back to the Lock Around the Clock for the playoff edition. Regular season, we did very well. Over the season, we hovered anywhere between 64 to 67% to 72% at one point. But for the year overall average, we were right at 64%, and did tremendously. We won money. We did well. We did well. We're looking for the playoffs, though. We're looking for starting 2016 off with a bang. We are looking to make this happen, starting with Week One, Wild Card Weekend. Predominantly, everybody seems to love the home dogs, and in a couple cases, I can't not agree with them. Let's start off with the 4 o'clock game, kicking off at 4:20. Houston and Kansas City. Kansas City on a 10-game winning streak coming in here. They are favored by 3 over the Houston Texans. Houston has a solid defense. Kansas City's just getting Justin Houston back, and the running game the last couple weeks has been a little abysmal, which is the strongest part of Kansas City. Jeremy Maclin has been doing well in the passing game. Finally, they got a wide receiver going, but we all know that it's not going to last with the offense that they play here against this Houston Texan defense. You're going to have to see them get rid of the ball. J.J. Watt is going to be very active in this game, and Alex Smith is going to have to dump the ball a lot more often than they probably want to, which means they're not going to stretch the field. Houston will be able to take this team of Kansas City's offense and make them pretty much one-dimensional for this game. Look for that to happen. Look for Kansas City to possibly lose this game outright by 7 points or more to the Houston Texans. Houston is ready for this game. They're at home. They have the better defense. They will have Hopkins to go stretch the field, which they will. They have a decent running game. They will be able to control the clock. Take the Houston Texans plus the 3. On to the Pittsburgh game at night, the primetime Pittsburgh-Cincinnati matchup at 8 o'clock Saturday night. Pittsburgh's favored by 3 total in this game, 45.5. The defenses on this team, both of these teams aren't that great, but they're good enough in this rival where they know each other and they'll be able to stop each other. I look for a very defensive game in this game plan. They're going to try to keep the game low scoring. They don't obviously want to get in a shootout with Pittsburgh. The defense of Cincinnati should be locking down on Wheaton and also Bryant. They're going to leave Brown open. They should, because Brown's going to get his yardage. He's going to kill them either way. If they can shut down the stretch of the field, they're going to be able to limit Pittsburgh, because you got to remember, Williams is going to probably be out for this game. He doesn't look good right now as far as the running game's concerned. They have 2 pretty much unknown guys back there that are pretty much going to make this a one-dimensional team, like I said, and they'll be able to shut down the prime players. Cincinnati is a very good defense. They have a very good special teams. And the offense with McCarron there and 2 healthy backs with Gio Bernard in that backfield playing well. Look for the Bengals to keep this very close. Look for them to probably win this game. But what I like in this game is the total of 45.5. And the reason I like that is because I think it's going to be a grinded out kind of game, very defensive battle. You're not going to see a ton of points because Cincinnati's already prepared to stop that passing game. Look for this game to go under the 45.5. That is the 8 o'clock lock Saturday night. On to Sunday, the 1 o'clock lock. Seattle visiting Minnesota. Temperatures could be below 10 there. I mean, it's going to be cold. It's going to be crazy. But Seattle's used to this. Seattle also has their defense has been clicking at the right time. They're coming into this game against a Minnesota team that doesn't have a hell of a lot of offense other than Adrian Peterson, who's banged up at this point. He hasn't practiced most of the week. They expect him to be a full go. Teddy Bridgewater has no other real weapons. I mean, Kyle Rudolph, Wallace, I mean, we haven't seen him. Look at this team, and the passing wise, I don't see it happening. Seattle's going to turn this into a very one-dimensional game on the defensive side, to limiting them to a rushing game with Adrian Peterson, and we know what Seattle can do against the run. Seattle's laying 5 points here. They're one of the big the big favorite on the road this week, minus the 5. Seattle could win this by 20 points. I don't see Minnesota moving the ball. I don't see Bridgewater, who really hasn't shown a lot of improvement. Diggs, he's been pretty much absent from the picture, and more than likely he's going to get shut down. But they're going to try to rely on Peterson, probably a little too much. Look for the turnovers to happen in this game as well. Look for the Seattle Seahawks to lay the wood. Russell Wilson and company way too much. Lay the 5 points. On to the 4 o'clock game. 4 o'clock lock on Sunday. The Green Bay Packers visiting the Redskins, where the Redskins have been great at home. The Packers have been, they haven't been putting up points. They haven't been able to put up points. The offense looks anemic. Eddie Lacy, I don't know which one's going to show up this week. But what I do know, the Redskins are not that great against the run. The Packers at this point, pretty much the only game they have is the run game if they get Starks on track. Lacy, they're going to have to run them in this game to control the clock. This game's been going from a 1-point Washington favorite to a Green Bay favorite, 1 point to a pick'em. It's all over the map. But what I like in this game is the total, under the 45. Again, these two teams are going to look to grind it out. The defense is there. I think that Rodgers definitely still has a little bit of an edge over Kirk Cousins because of the fact that they're going to be able to get the ball downfield somewhat off of the run. They're going to get some play action, but not enough to really dominate this game. I don't see either team dominating. I can see a 17-10 game here. Look for the total to go under the 45, and that is the 4 o'clock lock on Sunday. Thanks. Enjoy Wild Card Weekend, and let's go get them. Until then, take it to the book, take it to the bank, and as always, you take it ace.